Hello and welcome to the journey with Ammar Sheikh, where we explore stories of achievers, believers, change makers, and dreamers. Today on this show, we say success isn't about what you build. It's about the impact you create, the people you connect, and the future you shape. Today, we bring you two leaders who truly embody that vision. First, we have a visionary at the intersection of technology, entrepreneurship, and purpose, Mr. Aqib Khan, CEO of True Pixels Canada, a builder of ecosystem, not just companies. With 10 startups launched, 7 successful exits, and over 80,000 hours in product development, he has consistently turned ideas into scalable, real-world solutions. His work spans global brands like Nestle, BMW, Starbucks, and BlackBerry, where he has helped drive innovation, digital transformation, and growth. But what truly defines Aqib is purpose. From leading initiatives like Feed 100 to support the homeless, to contributing to clean water infrastructure in Africa, he represents a rare blend of innovation, leadership, and humanity. And alongside him, I have a global connector, a builder of platforms, and a true architect of industries, Mr. Nasser Deeb, a visionary executive with over 30 years of experience driving international business growth and industry transformation. Having delivered more than 30 global trade shows, Nasser has created high-impact platforms that connect businesses, unlock markets, and build powerful partnerships across technology, construction, healthcare, and beyond. Recognized as one of Canada's most influential event professionals, his work goes beyond events. It shapes industries. Through StoneTech Canada, he is bringing together innovation, technology, and global leaders to redefine the future of stone, design, and construction. Together, this is a conversation about innovation, scale, global vision, and most importantly, building the purpose. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Aqib Khan and Mr. Nasser Deeb. Hello and welcome, gentlemen, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting us today, and we appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. No, I know we had to go back and forth for the timing and when to shoot the show, but thank you so much. We are finally here, and I'll be more than happy to explore more about yourselves and about the purpose we are here for. So, Nasser, thank you so much for joining in. I've had the conversation with Aqib earlier on the other platforms, and thank you so much, Aqib, for joining me again.
Thank you.
So we'll talk first about the main thing on the show, which is to showcase about StoneTech. If you can highlight with that, and then I'll start with the normal conversation.
Let me just go a little bit back. When we started StoneTech, it was a need for it because there was no dedicated show for the stone industry in Canada. There was a lot of mainstream shows like construction shows and home shows, but there was nothing dedicated to the fast-growing industry. And we can see the trend that people are becoming more enthusiastic toward, using marble, granite, quartz into their homes. Things are getting more and more fancier, I would say. So then when we started the idea, it was during the pandemic actually, when we came up and launched our first show in 2021. And now we're celebrating our 5th anniversary, where we bring the manufacturers to meet the buyers or the people who use the stone in a business way. Like we have with the manufacturers bringing and the service company bringing the ideas and the concept and the products, and the people who come in and attend, they are basically the buyers who come in and see what's the latest in the technology, what's the latest in the materials, the machines that they use. The fabricators come in also to source technology, machines, laser, scanners, and so on. So there are many many aspects plus the education component. So the show really represents the ideal marketplace or the ideal platform for this industry to grow and prosper in the coming years in Canada and make the Canadian stone industry much more elevated.
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic. And I think you were mentioning to me about this being the only and the first stone expo in North America, correct me?
No, it's not North America, it's in Canada.
In Canada, okay.
There are other shows in the US and other, but in Canada, Canadians used to go around the world just to source stone and stone technology and machinery, and now they got a place where they can just drive 15 minutes or they come from other provinces and still remain in Canada. The idea is to keep everything in Canada and make Canada benefit from that platform. So it is for Canadian to explore the latest project. So it's the first one that started in 2021, and now we are celebrating our 5th anniversary, and we're hoping to continue to grow that event to reach the highest level.
Excellent. Maybe we'll talk more on Stone Tech once you show us this beautiful award come trophy sort of a thing to our viewers on the camera.
No, this is just the thing that we are when we do the show, we award the people who like excel, especially our exhibitors, for the best booth, for the best innovative products. Mm-hmm. So we do like a judging process, and where we can make sure that they meet the criteria and win
right.
a plaque with their name on it. So that's something that we do, and there are many things, like as I mentioned, there are also the education program where people come and learn, and people come actually to even recertify the license. The architect, designers, they can come and attend these seminars and panel that talks about different things, from how to elevate your fabrication facility to with technology, and now AI, so many things. And then you have the people come in to select the materials for development of like multiple units that requires countertops and flooring and things like that. So there's many purposes for the show, but definitely it's the place where people meet and connect and network. And this is where trade shows are all about. They're actually the easiest way to access any market. And we do have also, I don't know if I want to add this, also international companies. We have a good group of companies from Portugal, mm-hmm. Some from Italy, and some from China. They come in for the first time to Canada to find partners because they never enter the market. So instead of wasting their time and efforts, they can just come into our show and meet everybody. So this is where the beauty of trade shows. Yeah. You don't need to run around and make appointments, especially if you're living abroad, to come to Canada.
You can have everyone under one roof.
And they come
Absolutely.
to you. You were sitting on your booth, and they just come to you while you relax.
Now, sir, when is your next expo? The one
it's actually coming up next week, and mm-hmm. that's why I'm in a fancy situation. It's mm-hmm. the last week for us, so it's going to be from the 6th and 8th May 2026, which is next week, mm-hmm.
at
the International Center, Hall 4. And it's going to be a 3 days event. So it runs till Friday, and it's from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon.
Excellent. All right. So as Nasser is mentioning about the Stone Tech Canada being the only and the pioneers for the Canadian Stone Show. So don't miss the opportunity. They are running the show, the exhibition, the gala event on from 6th of May to 8th of May in an International Center. Be there, grab your passes, or whichever way you want to connect. You can connect to these guys at Stone Tech Canada. And on that note, we'll be showing you an audio visual to give you more idea of what the Stone Canada is doing.
And just to add for your audience, I'm giving away a free ticket code. When you go and register in stonetechcanada.com, mm-hmm.
They
can just enter the code STC free 26, and they can avail a free entry to the show.
Absolutely. So there is the freebies as well. So STC
free,
STC free
26.
And when you go online on the website, so there's a ticketing or the booking page, you enter that code and there'll be a free pass given to you.
That's for your audience.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you'll be seeing an audio visual soon after this, and once you see that let's begin the show.
Stone Tech Canada is the premier trade show dedicated to the stone, tile, and surfaces industry in North America.
A manufacturer, an architect, designer, or a contractor in the stone business, this one's for you. 5 years ago, Canada didn't even have a national stone industry event. That's when we actually launched the Stone Tech Canada Expo, to give this booming industry a place to connect, grow, and lead. Today, it's more than just an exhibition.
Yes, so there is a lot to explore, not just stone, but also things related to stone like tools and machinery. I really enjoyed the event, and we still have half a day to go tomorrow, but plans are to be here next year again with the company Ammar that I'm representing out of Portugal.
International brands entering Canada, and for Canadian professionals discovering global innovations, trends, and tech. With infrastructure, housing, and luxury design on the rise, the demand for premium stone and smart solutions has never been higher.
And since this show started 3 years ago, the first year I bought 5 machines from different fabricators of machines, and every year I come here I seem to get 1 or 2 machines, so it's getting bigger.
Now, for our 5th anniversary, we're going to go bigger and more impactful than ever. Come join us May 6th to the 8th, 2026 at the International Centre in Toronto, hall number 4. Join thousands of leaders shaping the future of stone. Be a part of the Stone Tech Canada Expo 2026. Register now at stonetechcanada.com and book your space. We'll see you there.
Welcome back. I hope you liked the video. It was pretty impressive when I saw it first, and that really gave me a perspective what exactly it does. Because a lot of people don't understand what the Stone Tech Canada does. I understand it's an expo and where you showcase about the stone industry and whatnot, architects, the engineers and everything. So let's begin with the formal introductions that I've already given. Aqib, I'll come to you and please introduce yourself, tell us about you, and then Mr. Nasser, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, so thank you for inviting us to the show here today, and I'm the CEO and founder of True Pixel Group. We're a digital marketing company and IT solutions provider. Our primary focus when we work on projects is we look for projects that can have high impact and allow organizations to take some of that impact and leverage it to scale. And so, over the years, I came across many different types of clients and customers, but nobody like Nasser here. So, in a good way, and it was fantastic to cross shoulders with a true visionary. There's very few people that I find that are really focused on delivering value to their customers, and I wanted to help him amplify that. And through my years of experience in digital marketing, I'm hoping to be able to contribute and to amplify the message globally on what we're trying to accomplish on May 6th to the 8th.
Brilliant. I know you have been participating in the other great causes as well. We have been on the different platforms and the different shows as well. So I see your true values into adding value for something greater good, which is excellent. Thank you so much, Aqib, for that. Coming back to you, sir, about yourself. We want to know more of you.
My name is Nasser Deeb. I'm a Canadian, I guess, Jordanian background. I started trade show business, I don't want to say it, but it's more than 30 years. Did shows in the Middle East and then US and then now Canada when I became my home and my home of my family. So I started doing shows in the first time I tried was 2013. And then I was part of the building show and I worked with, and I launched the stone show and then I did halal show, the only halal expo in North America. That's actually not the only one in North America and South America that is B2B. It was the first one ever. And I helped a lot of companies who are small companies to grow through the Halal Expo because they become known. You can see halal now more in even Farm Boy supermarket, Loblaws, etc. Because of 2019 launch of Halal Expo, we managed to attract all these big buyers from the big stores and big suppliers to come and source the halal products and halal services. So now halal becomes a very big thing because of the show and the work we did with the government. Now the government mandates the halal business and other things. So we did a lot of work on that. So my passion has always been around the trade shows. I can't get out of it. It's been since 1994. I've been doing shows,
Wow.
and it's never stopped. I try to change a profession, but it's impossible. It's just because it's fun. You meet people,
Yeah.
you get to know so many, cultures, business, ethics, ways of doing things, different sectors that you don't know anything about, but once you get involved with your customers and the experience that you provide to your exhibitors, to me is rewarding more than anything. When I see them growing through the show, that makes me very happy. And that's what the whole objective of the trade show is, to make you grow into different market, get bigger market share, penetrate market that is untapped or you never had any business with. So that's where my business been evolved around, and I'm a father and expecting to be a grandfather very soon. So yeah, I have 4 beautiful children, a beautiful wife, great peaceful life, and what I do, it's just something that it's fun for me because that's what I like to do, and I like to help companies to grow.
Excellent. Thank you so much again for being on the show, Nasser. It's such an honor and a pleasure. I'll quickly ask you about the most, proudest moment so far in your work life has been. That's for both of you. I'll start with you, sir.
The most proud is when I see, like I said, it's the same thing. When I see a company that is trying to enter the market or trying to grow from a small family business to a major company that exports outside Canada. And there was a company that they started with me in 2019, and they used to be provincial only. But at first, when I met them, they were just within the GTA supplying the halal meat or food, and then they manufacture actually, and then they moved now to provincial, to federal, and I can watch that whole journey until I went to Gulf Food Dubai Expo in Dubai, and I saw them exhibiting under the Canadian pavilion. So now they're not only they're covering Canada, but they're exporting to the global world. So to see that makes me proud, makes me that I did something right. And yes, money is everybody's objective, but to me also, sometimes you have to help others to grow. It gives you that satisfaction that you've done something right, the way you organize your platform.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Nasser, for that. Sir, to you.
Yeah, so similarly, being in event space or digital marketing or marketing itself, seeing growth in your customer base is definitely a rewarding experience. There was an opportunity I worked on, and I recall this almost a decade ago. I worked on a brand project where we helped develop the name, branding, and whatnot, and then help the client market. And I was out at another show, and I ended up name dropping the brand that we helped build. And they said, excuse me, that you sure that's the brand you worked on? And I said, why? I said, is it a bad thing? And they said, actually, that company is now one of the biggest companies in North America. And I said, wow. I'm something that I conceptualized in has grown so big, right? Wow. So that was an opportunity to say, you know what, maybe I have some knowledge that the world can benefit with, and I'd like to be able to share that to enable businesses to grow. Similarly, in the business world, you also have the philanthropic side. And so, I joined a couple of philanthropic groups that are out there, and I had the opportunity to work with them and make impact. And one of them was actually during COVID time, when we went around to hospitals and we dropped off food that we purchased as a group, and we dropped them off at the hospital so that the healthcare workers didn't have to worry about where they're going to get their next meal. So they can keep on working and keeping the patients healthy. So these are like some of the impactful kind of activities that made me feel really good.
Excellent.
And like Nasser touched on, you know, it gives you additional motivation because money can only take you so far, but then getting every now and getting the pat on the back and making you, it really makes you feel like it's worth it beyond. And a lot of people have a hard time, I think, understanding that. They say, you know, why are you in it? Why, well, like, you know,
yeah, I think first you have to reach to that first goal of yours, be it monetary or reaching to particular titles, and then the satisfaction part comes later. Then money becomes a secondary thing. No, thank you so much, gentlemen, for this wonderful, inspirational stories and your introduction and about your high point in life. On this wonderful note, these both true leaders of innovations, technology, marketing, and people, connecting people. Their ultimate goal was to help. And on that pious note, I'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the journey with Ammar Sheikh. We are exploring two wonderful leaders, Mr. Aqib Khan and Mr. Nasser Deeb. Without wasting further time, we were discussing offline about the businesses at the moment challenging a lot of difficulties, be it, you know, because of the rising interest rates, or be it the inflation in the market, be it the economy, be it the geopolitical issues around the world. So what do you have to say on that, Aqib?
So that's an excellent question, and I think, you know, like you mentioned, you know, businesses around the world, people are facing challenges, and you know, they're used to a certain spend rate and budgeting when they would manage their marketing activities, and so what they're asking of me is that, hey, we have this budget, but can we spend it more efficiently?
Yeah.
Can we use it more targeted? And so they end up coming to us and asking us, okay, how can we do some of this targeted marketing? That, you know, how can we find more leads and opportunities? And so we look at their total spend and where they're allocating their funds and find ways to focus more of the spend on places where they can get higher returns on their marketing spend. And I think that's really important, is that, you know, digital marketing requires precision, and it requires focus, and gone are the days when you can just throw a campaign together and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It has to be really focused and KPI driven. And so that's one area we always advise our clients on, is to hone on in those particular areas. And then obviously, of course, the second side, the touchy-feely side, where people want to have human connectivity between each other. And through events, you're able to create a connection where you wouldn't have made that same similar connection on the internet.
Yeah.
And so that creates a lot of, builds a lot of customer equity, builds a lot of trust. And so, you know, without any further ado, like, I mean, events are a fantastic way to activate.
No, you rightly said, like, from the virtual thing to the physical reality. I
Correct.
think I'll put it that way, and rightly said. From the events, so coming back to you, sir, the man of events, the man of connecting people. So, like, what do you have to say with, you know, the current scenario where businesses are struggling? I'm into business consulting, so I see a lot of people coming to me, especially the small businesses or the vendors, like struggling to pay their debts or whatnot. So what do you have to say? And within the events, like, what's your, you know, thoughts on those?
Well, I see it myself, because I even experienced a lot of tough times, especially during the pandemic. And even though they tried to do virtual trade shows, expos, and it didn't work. It didn't work because the people still want to meet and connect. Like, for example, if you want to look at store materials or machinery, you cannot do it on a video call and expect the person to trust you and to see the materials and how it works, and you still have that human connection, and you cannot get rid of that, at least for now. For the next, I don't know, but I don't feel like it's going to be obsolete. We still need to connect. As a matter of fact, I always encourage people, even if you're not doing so well, go to a trade show, show your face, connect with people. You never know, because you could be meeting someone at a trade show and say, you know, I'm struggling, but I got a good business. And the other guy said, you know what, I'm looking to invest.
Yeah.
You never know. You can get a new partner in this scenario. And also there are other ways where you can learn about what's going on, see what's happening. There are so much you can get from the internet, I understand, but it's nothing different. When I see people connecting and meeting, you cannot compare that to I'm sorry to say, to a virtual or to a video or to a Google, or you still want to meet, because the body gestures, the expression, the trust you build when you meet someone face to face. And I've seen it because I do shows overseas. I do in the Philippines, for example. People after pandemic become more crazy of going out.
Yeah.
Because they get confined in their houses, or you know, they couldn't go out because of the restrictions. But the minute they remove the restriction, people start going out more, going to more trade show, networking. And believe it or not, you never know who you're gonna meet at the trade show. You could meet someone that you haven't even seen for a long time, or someone that comes to you with an idea. An idea can actually make you rich, you know.
Yeah.
You can learn. Somebody mentioned in a conference or in a session in our show, because we have a conference as well. Something that, oh wait, I never thought about that. Let me try it in my work.
Yeah.
And it could drastically change the entire way of doing business. Yeah.
True.
So.
And I just wanted to quickly add a funny note. Actually, our relationship developed just as what we're speaking about. So maybe over a decade ago, we were passing emails back and forth. In actually, I think it was Dubai and in that arena. And we kind of knew each other's names, but we never ever met. And so it never really went anywhere but through email. And then not so recent ago, maybe I think it's a year now.
No, it's the last event.
Yeah, the last event. It turned out we were sitting at the same table next to each other. And when I approached him, I said, "You look familiar." He goes, "I know you." That's what he said to me. He goes, "I know you." And I said, "I know you. I believe I know you also." And I said, "Wait a minute." And then we started searching. And I looked online, and I said, "You know, we spoke a decade ago."
Wow.
We never ended up doing anything. And lo and behold, today, we're, you know, supporting each other.
Yeah.
And that's a proof that you really have to connect. We're humans.
Yeah,
We're made to
true,
connect.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna stop doing that, then we're not humans anymore.
True,
Yeah,
true.
definitely.
No, that is fantastic, and I think the human connections have to stay like that. And I think over the time passes, with more AI and more artificial tools, this will become something really, really sacred, and people will start taking it more seriously. If somebody is coming to meet you, so that's something which you can never visualize, right?
Correct.
I think the sciences of that will come. Maybe there are aftermaths to it.
Yeah.
Wow, people used to meet, people
Yeah.
used to hang out and sit down and they make connections out of trust. Things like that.
And,
Sir,
and remember,
yeah.
we're born to socialize. As a
Yeah.
human, we're born to socialize.
Yeah.
If we cannot stop that. It's in our instinct, in our
True, true.
body, our DNA. We
Yeah.
cannot change that. And that's why I said, you can meet someone that can change your life forever. You can, you need to have that connection. You need to
Yeah.
have that meeting. And
Yeah.
the trade shows creates that space for you.
True. No, true. Rightly said. The greatest lesson you have learned along the way of your journey, if you have, some thoughts about that, about people and purpose.
To me, I learned a lesson that you need to not only try to build a relationship, but try to cultivate it. Because if you just focus on meeting someone just because I want to get his dollar, and that's the only thing I want to get out of him, I don't think you're going to grow, because you need to focus on building the relationship and the trust with the people and cultivate that and let them feel like you're not just after their money. And the minute you do that, they will start even helping you to connect with others and help you with your business and help you with other things. And and ideas, they feel more comfortable with you.
Yeah.
Especially in this era nowadays, we more like people are so busy. They don't want to. Everybody wants to get something out of something. So it's always. I learned that people still appreciate human touch, approach, the way you approach people. Just try to be human. Try to make friends first, like make connection first, and then the business will come. But if you just straightforward, hey, I want to come here to give
$10.
Yeah, $10.
Drop me $10.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's what I learned as I was growing up, going in that business in the scope of trade shows, and I have globally connection. I can go to many countries and in a spot I can have somebody waiting for me in the airport. Old client, old connection I met through somewhere, and it's really great. It's a wealth of contact, and I cherish that. So to me, it's very important.
Nasser and Aqib, I'll request you to highlight something on the most integral part of the show. The format of the show is about talking about yourselves, about your background, the businesses, or the work you're doing, and the events and whatever you're showcasing. But for me, the most important part is whatever your self-accomplishments and whatnot, how you're giving back to the society, to the community, how are you contributing to your people. If you have a few words to say about that, or any projects you both are or individually working for or working towards, maybe.
Yeah, so we do work very. For me personally, especially with the Halal Expo, I work very closely with the non-profit association because they partner with us in different edition of Halal Expo because they find the people with the businesses come to our show, and these are the people who can actually invest in their cause, whether it's helping people in other country or locally. So we partner with, like in the past, Islamic Relief, Penny Appeal, Muslim Food Bank, all these people. I try to support them because they support us, they support the human being, they support causes around the world, and we've seen that happening.
Yeah.
And through my trade show, believe it or not, they enjoy it better because they said, they do a lot of consumer events, which is great, but they also enjoy my show because they said we meet like really the top of the top businesses, people who are really willing to help us, because a lot of business people, they want to pay back. So I try as much as possible, and personally I do in my own secret, I cannot disclose that, but as a business, we always try to support the causes, like even Sick Kid Hospital, we work with them in the past, through our trade shows to support them, because this, we try to pay back as a social responsibility or as a corporate responsibility through our trade shows. So yeah, we did partner with so many of these non-profit.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Aqib, you have to add on something?
Yeah, so like from a business perspective, supporting these non-for-profit groups and whatnot, we either create an event around a particular movement, or we support an existing movement and we help amplify them. So I'll give an example. Perfect example is Water Speaks. We had the show the other day that was, I believe, run by Dr. Ramila from UFT. Yeah. And then, we have other philanthropic kind of ventures where we support some of our clients. One of them is the Paulo Coelho Foundation, which recently had an intern, a specialist, cardiology specialist, flying from Italy, and he's doing his residency here in Toronto, and they kind of sponsored that, and we supported them by attending their event and whatnot. There's a lot of activities that we either join forces on and try to amplify and get out there, or like I said, if they don't have the resources, sometimes we try to create an event at some of our client platforms that we host at the Hilton in Mississauga or at Wind Fitness facilities in Mississauga. So we use these venues to help organizations amplify their messaging and get the word out that they're in need for support.
Thank you so much. Great. That is Much appreciated. Any last words you want to say to our viewers, please?
From my side, thank you so much for hosting us today, and I got to know you. I hope we
Absolutely.
can continue to connect again, and I look forward to seeing you at the show and your audience. The show is happening next week, and we can't wait to have you all there, and especially people who are involved with the industry of stone. This is the best opportunity. It's only once in a year opportunity that you can benefit from, and that's what we hope to accomplish with this.
Absolutely. No. Good luck with the event, sir. Aqib, you have any final words for the audience?
Yeah, so definitely, I'd love to see you guys come out to the Stone Tech Canada show. I myself, I'm going to be on stage speaking about how to scale businesses from zero to hero. And so, I'll be sharing some interesting insights. We'll be offering even like free consulting sessions at the booth, all sorts of stuff like that. But then, like I said, you'll benefit from a wealth of knowledge from various speakers, but also great technology enablement opportunities and product opportunities to review at the show itself. Like I said, come see us face to face, if you will. Let's get off the virtual and get into the real world.
Excellent.
Let's
Thank you so
let's
much.
connect.
No, of course. That's the whole idea. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for taking time out, and what brilliant conversations. Thank you so much for adding so much to myself and to the audiences.
Thank you
We
so
thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a powerful conversation. As Nasser mentioned, it's not just about connecting with people. You got to cultivate the relationship. I love that line, and I want to keep that very close to myself while growing as a person, as a human as well, because the human touch is very, very important. It was a powerful conversation. I got to learn so much, even about the stone tech itself, because whenever we meet new people, it's always talk about new ideas. Everyone cannot cover everything. So that's my forte as well. Whenever I'm sitting on this side, I try to learn, and I expect the same from my viewers too. So we had Aqib and Mr. Nasser. We spoke about how they're building the digital ecosystems to creating global platforms to shape their industries. Today reminded us that true leadership is not just about the growth, it's about the impact. Aqib showed us how innovation, when driven by purpose, can transform lives. And Nasser showed us how connection can scale and create lasting change. Because success isn't just what you achieve, it's what you enable others to become. Thank you, Aqib and Nasser, for being on the show, and for you, keep growing, keep evolving, and keep believing in your own journey. Thank you for watching The Journey, and I'm signing off as your host, Ammar Sheikh.